The best things to do in Aberdeen. Aberdeen is Scotland's third largest city and within this wonderful area of Scotland. A gateway to the Scottish Highlands, this city is filled with ancient architecture, modern museums and blooming gardens. Aberdeen is located in the northeastern part of Scotland, within the Scottish Highlands. It is a coastal city with the North Sea, part of the Atlantic Ocean, located along the eastern side of the city. Aberdeen City is a vibrant modern city full of life, set on the east coast, and close to some of Scotland's greatest landscapes. Aberdeen is a prosperous and cosmopolitan city and is characterised by its grand and ornate architecture. Most buildings are constructed out of granite quarried in and around the city, and as a result, Aberdeen is often referred to as the Granite City. It is also known for its many outstanding parks, gardens and floral displays throughout the city, and for its long, sandy beach. Aberdeen boasts the title of Oil Capital of Europe and has been voted in several polls as the happiest place in Britain. There are hundreds of places to visit in Aberdeen, including historic attractions, family-friendly activities, cutting-edge architecture, captivating museums and galleries, boundless green spaces, superb beaches, dramatic coastline and more. Aberdeen truly prides itself on having an endless list of attractions and activities. Here are the best things to do in Aberdeen. Union Terrace Gardens. The Union Terrace Gardens are a large sunken gardens located on the western side of the city centre, near His Majesty's Theatre. The park dates back to Victorian times and has an old viaduct located on one end. The park has a variety of trees, flowers, and grassy areas as well as public toilets and places to sit. There are also a number of statues around the gardens, including a statue of Robert Burns along Union Terrace and statues of Prince Albert and William Wallace located across from His Majesty's Theatre. It is a pleasant place to wander around or sit for a break in good weather. Concerts and other city events are sometimes held here. The gardens are currently undergoing a major development which will likely change their look over the next few years. Aberdeen Beach and Boardwalk. Aberdeen is one of the few major cities in the UK to have a sandy beach. There is a large stretch of golden sand along the eastern part of the city. There are a number of attractions located at or near the beachfront, particularly for families. Along the beach esplanade is the city's amusement park. Cadonas includes amusement park rides, mini-golf, bowling, etc. Some attractions are seasonal, restaurants and cafes, a cinema with 9 film screens, and an ice skating rink. Note that you can of course swim at Aberdeen Beach, although the water is never really warm. If you want to swim, paddleboard, surf, or do any other water sports, you'll want to bring or rent a dry suit or wetsuit. For those looking for a warmer family-friendly place to swim, I'd consider going to the nearby Beach Leisure Centre, which offers a large leisure swimming pool, wave machine, and sauna. The Aberdeen Beach is about a 15-minute walk from the city centre. If you don't want to walk, you can catch a taxi or bus to the beach. Old Aberdeen. Much of the city's best architecture is packed into an area that has been known for centuries as Old Aberdeen. The cobbled main street of the university campus is worth exploring for the well-preserved medieval buildings that line its way. Their ornate style betrays the university's age as the 5th oldest in the English-speaking world. Of the more modern structures that punctuate the campus, the new university library is the most impressive. It has been voted one of the 18 most beautiful libraries in the world, and should be visited for its own quirky look, and the view it offers of Aberdeen all the way to the beach. Visitors can also experience a delightful feeling of vertigo by looking down through the gigantic hole that gapes through every one of its 7 floors. Just to the north of the university campus, travellers can visit the Brig o Balgownie, Aberdeen's take on Hobbiton, and the 12th century St Macca's Cathedral. Fans of the closing credits of Blackadder II might also enjoy Seaton Park thanks to its Renaissance-styled gardens and riverside walk. Aberdeen Art Gallery. The Aberdeen Art Gallery was founded in 1884 and is located in the city centre in a building designed by Alexander Marshall Mackenzie. The large gallery contains a large collection of Scottish and international art, and is particularly notable for its collection of modern Scottish art. In November 2019, the art gallery reopened in Aberdeen after a lengthy closure and refurbishment. It is more spacious with more room to display art now. There are 3 floors of exhibition rooms you can explore. Entry to the gallery is free, but donations are welcome. There is a cafe here that is generally open during the museum's opening hours if you fancy a cuppa, sandwich, or snack. The Gordon Highlanders Museum. The museum is a 5-star Visit Scotland attraction and tells the compelling and dramatic 200-year story of the Gordon Highlanders Regiment from the Napoleonic Wars to the modern day, using spectacular displays, film and the passion and knowledge of our guides. Following in the footsteps of serving soldiers, the museum takes you on an eye-opening journey through the history of the finest regiment in the world, Sir Winston Churchill, 1900. With a story spanning 200 years of world history, the exhibits include 11 of the 19 Victoria Crosses won by the Gordon Highlanders, an amazing full-size WW1 replica trench, silver trophy room, armoury and medals room, regimental dining room, officers' mess and extensive memorial gardens. Provost Skene's House. Provost Skene's House is located near the Aberdeen Maritime Museum and houses a collection of furnished rooms that show visitors how people in Aberdeen would have lived in the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries. The oldest part of the building dates back to 1545. The Tudor house was once the residence of the Lord Provost George Skene in the 17th century, which is where it gets its current name. The historical house has a number of interesting features included carved plaster ceilings, wood paneling, and painted ceilings, and the museum also holds a collection of art and costumes. The house museum is free to visit. St. Macca's Cathedral. Head the opposite way to the north side of the city centre where the grandeur of St. Macca's Cathedral awaits. Located in the former borough of Old Aberdeen, St. Macca's is part of the Church of Scotland and dates back to 12th century, featuring a mesmerising and unique heraldic ceiling and fortified west front. The cathedral is an ancient site and continues to be a living place of worship today. St. Macca's is a Church of Scotland church dating back to 12th century with a unique heraldic ceiling and fortified west front. This ancient site continues to be a living place of worship. After the execution of William Wallace in 1305, his body was cut up and sent to different corners of the country to warn other dissenters. His left arm ended up in Aberdeen and is said to be buried in the walls of the cathedral. Aberdeen Maritime Museum. A good place to learn about the development of Aberdeen is the Aberdeen Maritime Museum, which is located near Aberdeen's dock area. Aberdeen has a long and rich maritime history with fishing and shipbuilding being 2 of its former primary industries. The first harbour in Aberdeen dates back to at least the 12th century and the Aberdeen Harbour is believed to be the oldest existing business in the UK. Today the fishing and shipbuilding industries have been largely replaced by the shipping and offshore oil industries which still keeps the harbour active. The museum tells the story of the city's long relationship with the sea across 3 floors of exhibits. The museum covers everything from the beginning of the maritime industry to recent developments in the North Sea oil industry. The collection includes artifacts, maritime-related art, and interactive exhibits. Part of the museum is in a modern building and a section is a historic building once lived in by shipowner Provost John Ross. The museum is free to visit. It also has a cafe if you are in need of a sandwich or coffee before or after your visit.